So, my friends always come to me for stories because I always seem to have stories that can relate to some event happening in their lives and they learn from it. That always seems to be the case. And I was thinking these stories, a few of them might help people in situations that they're in. So I thought I'd tell them on YouTube. So, I once, I've worked at this camp before. This camp for people with muscular dystrophy. And if you don't know what muscular dystrophy is, just look it up. Just look up an image of it, and you'll get the idea. So these people are very, they can't do much, plain and simple. So we're there to help them have a good time at this camp, because most of them they're not really able to go out much of their home. Some of them, I don't think, even leave their home for months at a time. So they come to the camp for a week and they have the greatest time of their lives. And I've done it twice before. And man, the first time we had the oldest age bracket, which was 18 to 21 year olds. And at the time, I was 18. That was 2 years ago. And some of them were even older than me. So I was like, and we did like this whole training and stuff. I brushed it all aside because I could see it applying to younger people, because it went from like practically kindergarten to like the 18-21. We had the oldest age bracket, but I threw all that training aside because these people are my equals. I'm not gonna be telling them to go to bed at 10 o'clock at night. Hell no. So I was real laid back. I was known as the laid back guy who always went to sleep, cause I always went to bed early, cause I enjoy my sleep. But there was this guy. Let's just call him D. And D was very popular. Everybody loved D, And D and I were like, we were cool. Like, I didn't really hang out with him that much. D had muscular dystrophy too. I hung around with other people in my group. Just D. Everybody liked him. Like, I liked him too. But we had a mutual respect for each other. And it was good. But the first year we didn't do much, he and I. The second year I came, and it was all good. Same routine for me, whatever. But the thing is, for a lot of the 18 to 21 year olds, after like they reach that age, they cannot go back to this camp. So it's very troubling for a lot of them, because this is like, they look forward to this in their lives. Like, it's amazing. Like, I didn't fathom it at first, but a lot of people did. And with D, D and I we didn't really talk much the first year, because a lot of times they don't get a lot of people coming back to the camp. So D was like, whatever, he probably thought I wasn't gonna come back, but I did come back. So I guess he was impressed by that. But we still didn't talk much. There were more interesting characters to talk to. And I still stuck with my little group. But then, one day, D and I were talking. And man, I wish I knew what the conversation was about. I cannot remember. Oh, I remember. It was my plans for the future, and it involved military, because I joined the army. But I hadn't at the time. I was just telling him my plans and why I was doing it. And we had this like 2-hour conversation. And mind you, some people muscular dystrophy can't even talk. So like, he was one of them. He could like barely open his mouth. But that was such a great night. I remember, because then we realized, like, wow, you and I have a lot of things in common. Because the thing is, a lot of people are good at putting up a front, and D and I were the same, I guess. We just put up our front differently. He was very vocal. I just hung around, looking like a lazy bum. That's just how I am, but I'm really not like that. But I give that appearance. But so we have this amazing talk, whatever. And then so it's all good. We're like, we see each other as equals now. It's all good. And a couple days later, something happened, and I don't really want to say what happened, but I guess I did something that was considered girly. Even though my mentality a lot of times is like, I don't really care. Like, I'm so laid back. But he saw that, and he like freaked out, like cursing and everything and all this stuff. And I'm like, whoa. And at first, like, I thought he was joking, like, oh yeah, ha ha ha, it's all funny, we're cool, right? But then, like, he was doing things which I saw were getting malicious, like little violent. So I was like, so then afterward, I was like, yo, back up, like, fall back. Like, I just started getting like ghetto on this dude, and after that, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, we just had this amazing 2-hour conversation, and we find ourselves like, we have so much in common, that like we have our screws set up properly in our head, and then you pull this on me, and I remember the thing is, I always treated these people as my equals. I didn't treat them as anything else. A lot of other people at the camp, like the counselors and stuff, they would like suck up to them. I'd be like, no. If they curse at me, I curse right back at them. I'd be like, I don't care. I really don't care. Alright? I think some people appreciated that. Others didn't, I know. But so I treated him as equal. He would curse at me, I would curse him back. Everything. And man, like, the other counselors, except for one, which I'll get to, didn't really care, or they didn't notice. I don't know which. Some of them I know noticed, but you see the true age, the how much people have grown up when they see something happen, something blatantly wrong, and don't do anything about it. Okay, like, this was serious. This was like, this wasn't even just necessarily about me. This was about D's views on life in particular, and I was like, I couldn't believe it. So then me and him just didn't talk the rest of the camp. I'm probably running short on time, so I guess I'm gonna have to go do a part 2 on this. So yeah.